Who here would not give up your IG for a dude who is handling everything? You would not give up.
I don't think I would.
Yeah? Good, it's fun. Raise your hand if you wouldn't.
That's
It's fine.
a hard question.
So.
Here's why I think you're probably too jealous. One of the most important psychologists in history, Dr. David Buss, said that jealousy evolved to function like a smoke detector. If a smoke detector goes off when it shouldn't have, that's a bit annoying, right? You might have to get up on a stair and, mess with it. But if a smoke detector doesn't go off when it should have, well, maybe you lose your house, maybe you die. Similarly, if you get jealous and your partner has been nothing but faithful, that's a bit annoying, right? Maybe you become like an insecure boyfriend meme. Maybe it marginally lowers your mate value in her eyes. Worst case scenario, maybe you get dumped. Maybe you get thrown out the way an oversensitive smoke detector might be. But in our evolutionary history, even that wasn't as bad as if your partner was actually cheating and you didn't get jealous. As raising another man's offspring without being aware of it is oftentimes pretty close to the worst case scenario from a reproductive fitness standpoint. And while women didn't typically have to worry about maternity certainty, for our ancestral mothers, her mate mating with other women meant that she could lose her male's investment, resources, and protection to other females and their offspring, which is, again, a worse scenario than acting like a meme for a moment. And so we as a species should have evolved to be hypersensitive, oversensitive, overreactive to cues that our partner might be unfaithful.
You would give up your job and your Instagram right now for a man who took care of everything.
Absolutely.
Raise your hand.
Yes.
Just raise your hand. Just raise your hand so we can see it.
Yeah.
Okay, you would not. Raise your hand if you would not.
I wouldn't now, but I did in the past. It did not work.
You would now? Okay.
And we had started dating. He knew I was a dancer.
Yeah.
He knew from the beginning. It was no surprise. Like, we had been friends before we started dating. And he always told me, like, I would never make you stop. Like, that's not my place, which I actually did end up stopping for him.
And he took care of everything, and then what happened?
Yeah,
That's when we first met. Actually.
Yeah, I stopped for him, regret it completely. I went back.
So you broke up with him. Oh, so he was taking care of everything, and then
No, he wasn't even taking care of
he wasn't taking care of everything.
No.
He was all talk, no walk.
Yeah.
All talk.
And I still stopped because I was working at the hair salon at the time. So I
Yeah.
was like, okay, I'll stop dancing, like focus on doing hair. And then, something happened between us, and I was like, you know what? He just showed me disrespect in the relationship over and over again.
So you broke up with him and then
at
went
that
back.
point, I was like, okay, like, I'm going to go back to dancing. The ball is in your court. Like, you can stay with me or leave me, but like, this is what I'm doing at this point. And he broke up with me.
Got
at
it.
that point. And we had been together
he
for like
wasn't
3 years
supporting
at
you,
that
right?
point. Yeah, he wasn't supporting me. That's not why, but like, he wasn't supporting me anyway. No.
What if you had a man who like taught you Amazon FBA and wanted you to get out of that lifestyle and took care of your shit?
For sure.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Who here would not give up your IG for a dude who is handling everything? You would not give up.
I
your
don't think I would.
IG. Yeah. Good. It's fun. Raise your hand if you wouldn't.
That's
It's fine.
a hard question.
So,
That's okay. Cool.
That's a
Very
hard
hard.
question. I kind of feel like it really just depends on the context and what you're doing. If my man's taking care of everything, it's like, I get it if you don't want me doing anything where I'm excessively showing my body or like just doing a lot to where it's gonna like kind of taint your image as well because, you're a team at the end of the day. But if I'm doing harmless stuff like posting my face and going out with my family and going to brunches, I feel no need to deactivate my social media.
Would you start to feel like he's over controlling and blocking you from your family
Possessive.
and friends and being possessive? Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I've been in both sides, honestly. I've been the possessive one and I've been the one being possessed over. So it's kind of like a double-edged sword for me. It all depends on what you're using social media for.
I think if it's not doing anything where it's corrupting my image or bringing blasphemy or dishonor to his name, then there's nothing wrong with that.
I was just going to say, I don't know if I'm alone in feeling this way. Obviously, it's annoying when a guy is jealous all the time, always on you. But I think it's a little cute when they're like a little jealous over innocent things. Like, I think that's kind of cute. And like, to me, I kind of like that. Obviously not in an annoying, like crazy way, but like, I think it's kind of cute, like having those little moments like, oh, you're jealous, like if that's
kind of see it.
I think that's kind of cute. Like, if you're not jealous at all, I feel like that's kind of a
Like,
red
do you even
flag.
like me? Do you even care
Yeah,
about
it's
me?
like it's like when you have that passion, like that needs to be there a little bit,
I agree
like
1,000%.
Give me attention.
Yeah. I think that men are super territorial. So it's like, if you're not showing me that you're possessive over me a little bit, not a lot, to where it's unhealthy,
There's like a fine line.
it's almost like, okay, I'm not your dream woman. Because at the end of the day, if you don't want to take care of what's yours, then obviously we're not meant to be. So.
Like, not controlling, but just showing that like passion that
Yeah.
that you care.
Could there be a balance where he still has boundaries? He's still masculine. He still leads, and he's also chosen you and shows that he's chosen you.
Absolutely. Yeah, 100%.
Right. But here's the problem. So guys hear what you're saying, and they're like, oh, I need to make you my entire world. That's what they're hearing. And that's the thing. You'd still want him to be bigger, stronger, faster, better speaker than you in most cases. Maybe not with you, but like for the rest of you, most of the girls I date don't want to have a bigger podcast than me. But actually, that's not true. That's actually not true at all.
I can think of a few.
I can think of two. I can think of two that really.